Students, so as it is already on the screen now, I was telling that let us just directly discuss about the colligative properties. Okay, so first of all, I mean the problems on the colligative property. So first of all, you should know that the colligative properties, there are four colligative property. One is the just a minute. Just a minute. There are four colligative property. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. Sorry. Okay, fine. So even here, it is also not properly working. So we know that the first one will be relative lowering of vapor pressure. Second one will be elevation in the boiling point, and third one will be depression in the freezing point, and the fourth one will be osmotic pressure. Okay. So here about the relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, relative lowering of vapor pressure. First of all, we should know that the colligative property is that property which is dependent on the number of particles, not on anything else. For example, if I take a 1 liter water here, and if I put some 1 mole of some sugar here, okay, 1 mole of some sugar and 1 mole of salt in this one, now usually the property of these property will be exactly same. For example, if it is a 1 liter water, usually we know that pure water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. By adding 1 mole of the sugar, if it is boiling at around 101 degrees Celsius, by adding 1 mole of salt also, this will also boil at 101. This is what you call as a colligative property. It is not dependent on what you are adding, it is just dependent on how much you are adding here. Okay, so since their quantity you are adding is same, 1 mole and 1 mole, therefore these property like elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, all this property would be same for that. Okay, now you might ask, sir, what is that property which is not colligative property? I can consider here like just a minute. Okay, I can consider here, yeah, I can consider here properties like density. Okay, if I measure the density of these two, it would not be same. The density of sugar might be greater than this one. If you want to have a property which is much more easier than that, I can consider taste only. Okay, this is also one of the property. If it tastes a sugar solution and if it tastes a salt solution, you can clearly tell that this will be salty, this will be sweet. Okay, so these are the property which are not colligative. I can measure many are there, but I can consider these. So when it comes to the first property, which is relative lowering of vapor pressure, so that relative lowering of vapor pressure is usually written in this way. Okay, P naught minus P. I cannot waste time on explaining all the detailed explanation. I'll be just telling you about this. Okay, so what is this P naught stands for? Which is a vapor pressure of a pure solvent. Okay, vapor pressure of pure solvent. Since the next term is subtracted from this, okay, P naught minus P we are doing, indicating that P will be smaller. It means this is a vapor pressure of solution. Okay, so always remember that. Okay, always remember that vapor. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so I was telling about relative lowering of vapor pressure, which sorry, yeah, P naught minus P divided by P naught is equals to XB. Okay, as I already told about, P naught is a vapor pressure of a P naught is a vapor pressure of this solvent. Okay, solvent. Just something has happened here. I don't know what. P naught minus P divided by P naught is equals to XB. Okay, and he was telling that the P naught will be the vapor pressure of a pure solvent. Okay, pure solvent, and P stands for the vapor pressure of solution. Okay, after adding some solute, and XB stands for the mole fraction of the solute. Okay, mole fraction of solute. Okay, mole fraction of the solute, indicating that. Okay, indicating that this can be represented, because mole fraction can be represented as number of mole. Okay, number of mole of the solute, which is represented as 2, divided by number of mole of the solute, and number of mole of the solute, N2 stands for number of mole of solute. Okay, can be represented as W2 divided by M2, means weight given divided by molecular weight. Okay, and N1 will be W1 divided by, actually in the denominator we have N2 term also, but we'll be neglecting as it is very less, because mole fraction is nothing but number of mole of solute divided by number of mole of solute plus solvent. But in the denominator, we are neglecting N2. Okay. So it becomes M2. So therefore, value will be P naught minus P divided by P naught will be equal to W2 divided by M2. Okay. That is a numerator, that is N2 term, divided by W1 by M1. That's a denominator term. You can keep the formula this way. Don't go for any like shuffling by writing M1, W1 here and all. Okay, keep it in this way, because this will be much more easier here to understand. Usually W2 will be smaller value. Remember, solute will be very small, and W1 stands for the it will be a larger value. Okay, to this we'll be adding the solute. Okay, it's a larger value, which is a solvent, and M2 usually will be asked value, which is molar mass of solute. Okay, which is a molar mass of solute, which will be the asked term, and M1 will be a for a solvent like water. It is a given term. Okay, usually they will mention in the bracket molar mass of the solvent. Okay, so after explaining this, let us try to solve one question here. Okay, let me try to solve one question here. See, dear students, as you can see, the first thing is to understand whether this is based on the vapor pressure, relative lowering of vapor pressure or not. Yes. Why? Because they are asking the vapor pressure of the pure, like you can see this. Okay, the vapor pressure of, they are mentioning as a vapor pressure, indicating that, okay, indicating it is a relative lowering of vapor pressure problem. For that, we can just write formula once again. Okay, so let me write the solution here. Formula, let me write the formula once again as P naught minus P divided by P naught. As I already told you, let me express in this way only, W2 by M2 whole divided by, okay, whole divided by, just a minute, yeah, W1 by M1. Okay, so main thing is to, okay, dear students, main thing is to understand what are these values now. What is this value? P naught stands for vapor pressure of pure, usually which will be higher. Okay, so P stands for the vapor pressure of this solution, and W2 already told you, very small value, solute added. Okay, and W1 to the solvent added, and usually M2 will be the asked term. Okay, and M1 will be the term, that is molar mass of solvent, which will be usually mentioned in the bracket. Okay, so let me write these values first. This is very important. Okay, if you write properly. Now read the question. 5.8 grams of a non-volatile solute is very clear now. This is a solute weight. Okay, this is a solute weight. What dissolved in 100 gram of a carbon disulfide. Okay, CS2. Recently, while explaining something like CS2, if you remember in the alcohol phenol chapter, phenol when treated with bromine in CS2, this is that CS2 solvent. Okay, see, remember I told you mono bromination, CS. Okay, CS, sir, remember that. Okay, 100 gram of carbon disulfide. The vapor pressure of just a minute. The vapor pressure of the solution was found to be 190 mm of Hg. Okay, see, this is the vapor pressure of the solution. Okay, calculate the molar mass of the solute. In the vapor pressure of the pure solvent is this much. Okay, this is what I mentioned. Okay, Rajita will calculate it. Okay, by substituting the value. First of all, you'll understand what is this 5 point. We'll just try to write now. Okay, we'll try to write these terms given here, these terms that are marked already. Okay, these terms in front of these terms. Okay, these terms. Okay, let me write 5.8 grams of a non-volatile solute means this is the weight of a solute, W2. Okay, 5.8 grams then was dissolved in 100 gram of the solute, means solvent mass, which is 100 gram. Okay, the vapor pressure of the solution was found to be vapor pressure. Okay, this term vapor pressure solution is P. Okay, vapor pressure solution is P. So therefore, just a minute. So yeah, I'll write here as 190 mm of Hg. Okay, 190 mm of Hg, and the calculate the molar mass means this only they're asking question mark solute, and vapor pressure of the pure CS2 pure solvent is 195. Usually we get higher value. Okay, 195 mm. And what is M1 given here? It is given in the bracket as 76. Okay, so you need to substitute in here. Okay, this is the first thing which can give you 1 mark. Okay, so next part is to substitute properly as 195 minus 190 divided by 195. Okay, divided by 195. will be equal to W2 is 5.8 divided by M2, okay, divided by 100 divided by 76. Okay, now let me just write this value 195 by 195 divided by 195. Okay, yes, Deepika. Okay, so equal to W2 will be 5.8 divided by M2. And now let me bring this term to the numerator. Okay, since this denominator and denominator are there in the denominator, so therefore let me bring it. It becomes 76 by 100. Now only thing is to bring the M2 over here and bring 195 over here. So M2 will go to the numerator. So M2 will be equal to, this will be as it is, 5.8 into 76 divided by 100. Okay, into, so now 195 comes to numerator, 5 comes to denominator, 195 divided by 5. Okay, so after simplification, and how to do the simplification using calculator only. First you have to multiply 5.8, 76, 195. You write the value. Let me write it as x. I don't know value. Okay, numerator value is x divided by, now multiply 100 by into 5. It becomes 500. So when you calculate this, it is going to become 171.9 or something, or approximately 172. If you write only this much, okay, after doing every substitution, calculation, everything, if you write this much, you're gonna get only 1 mark. And here substitution formula got 1 mark, means out of 3 you got only 2. Why only 2? Because you're not written very important thing here, which is unit. Okay, yes, Namita. Okay, yes, Prithvi. So 172. Okay, 172 gram per mole. Okay, remember molar mass, which will be usually you can write, okay, you can write the unit as gram per mole. Remember this. Even don't think about how you got gram per mole. Just write, remember and write. Okay, so this is the value, which is 172 gram per mole. So if you want, I can explain that. Usually smaller one will be W1. Okay, and this higher will be W1. Sorry, this is W2, this is W1. 190 mmHg, 195. Smaller one will be P, greater one will be 195. And this is molar mass of solute. Okay, now after explaining this relative lowering of vapor pressure, we can go for the next one, which is called as a elevation in the boiling point or depression in the freezing point. Okay, elevation in the boiling point and depression in the freezing point. And usually the elevation in the boiling point or depression in the freezing point, which is represented as a delta TB or delta TF, is directly proportional to the molality. Okay, both will be directly proportional to the molality. That is the reason I took in this way. Okay, so M stands for the molality here. So if I open this, it becomes delta TB is equals to KB into M. KB stands for the molar elevation constant, and here delta TF will be equal to KF into M. Okay, cryoscopic constant. Okay, so both will be the constant. So only term that is remaining here is to understand what is delta TB. Delta TB will be called as a TB minus TB naught, indicating that, okay, don't worry about this. What is TB? Delta TB stands for in the left side. It stands for boiling point of the solution minus boiling point of the pure solvent. Okay, so no need to substitute all these terms over here. Directly you can write it as a delta TB only. And here this term will be KB into, what is the molality? Number of mole of solute, which is W2 by M2. Again divided by weight of a solvent. One stands for the solvent, divided by 1000. Okay, the same formula will come over here also. Therefore, I can generalize for these two, and I can write over here as delta TB equal to KB into, if it is clear, not that much clear, you can keep it in this way, or just bring the term over in the denominator, numerator. W2 by M2 will be as it is, whereas this term will be 1000 by W1. Okay, 1000 by W1, where W1 stands for the weight of the, again you can easily understand, W2 will be smaller one, W1 will be greater one. Okay, M2 will be the asked term here. Okay, and if I want to write the same thing for this second one, delta TF will be equal to KF into W2 divided by M2. See, there is no change at all, only F is different here. Okay, 1000 by W1. Okay, and what will be the given thing here? Usually they will either mention the value, difference value, or they don't mention. Don't worry, higher value minus smaller value do. You can get the delta TF or delta TB. Okay, higher value means imagine a solution was boiling at 101 degree Celsius and solvent will boil at 100. So 100 minus 100, sorry, 101 minus 100 give a 1. So that will be the value for this left side. Okay, left side. So let us solve one or two question on this. So you can see this now. Okay, the boiling point of a benzene. Okay, the boiling point of the benzene is this much. Okay, when 1.8 gram of a non-volatile solute, non-ionizable, they will mention all these things. Don't worry about this. Non-volatile, non-ionizable, this they'll mention. Okay, in the boards especially. Solute was dissolved in 90 gram. Okay, this is gram of benzene. The boiling point was raised to this much. Calculate the molar mass of the solute. Okay, first of all, we should understand that this problem, the second problem, is based on the elevation in the boiling point. So you have to write the formula first. How to write the formula? Same thing. Delta TB will be equal to KB into M. M stands for W2 by M2 will be always there within all the terms. Okay, into 1000 by W1. Okay, so now let me write all the terms here. Delta TB stands for elevation in the boiling point. Sometimes they will directly give, sometimes they will mention like this. This is the value when the solution is there. This is the value when a solute is, sorry, a pure solvent is there. Okay, therefore you just subtract a bigger value, 354.11 minus 353.23. Okay, you have to do like this. Whatever the value that you're gonna get, that you have to write here. Okay, then so this you're gonna get around 0.82 Kelvin. Then KB value they have mentioned, just write as it is as 2.53 Kelvin Kelvin kg per mole. Then what is this W2 and W1s now? Again, I already told you bigger minus smaller. See, the boiling point of benzene raised at this much when 1.8 gram is dissolved in 90 gram. So I can directly write W2 will be 1.8, W1 will be 90 gram. The only term that is remaining is the M2, which is asked term. Okay, now it is very easy. So you got 1 mark here. Now let me just directly substitute here. What is that? This is a minute. Let me just directly substitute here. What is that? Delta TB. Already I told you it is 0.82 will be equal to KB is 2.53. Okay, into what is W2 here? W2 is 1.8. Okay, divided by M2 they are asking here, and this will be 1000 divided by this value given as a 90. Now only thing is bring the M2 over here. So this other term will become 2.53 into 1.8 into 1000 divided by, okay, divided by 0.82 into 90. So after simplification, okay, after simplification, if anyone has solved this one, you can just tell me the answer. If anyone has solved, you can just let me know the value for the first one. Yes, Ruchita, Deepika, Prithvi, Namita, it's correct. Okay, Prithvi, very good. Shilpa, very good. Yes, Prajwal, very good. No, Teja, just calculate once again. I told you, whenever you're doing this type of calculation, you should not go wrong by calculating in a different way. Just to calculate the numerator first. Put it as, let me put it as a x here. Okay, I don't know the value. And so multiply these two terms to get the denominator, substitute here. Then simplify. Because sometimes I've seen students doing like this. Okay, they will multiply 2.53, then they'll multiply 1.8, they will multiply 1000. Okay, then they will press the division button. Okay, then they'll press the division button and they'll divide it by 0.82. This is also correct. Then later, since they see that denominator contains 0.82 into 90, then they'll multiply. Your calculator will take this value as into 90 like this. Okay, they won't multiply here in the denominator term. Okay, therefore you calculate this separately, calculate denominator separately, substitute here, then simplify. Okay, so after doing this calculation, okay, after doing this calculation, let me just read out the names of substitute replied here. Yes, Mahima, very good. Amit, but okay, Shilpa, yes, sorry. Okay, this is not 8.2. Thank you, Shilpa. This is actually 8.8. Those have calculated using 8.2 or 8.8. No problem. If I'm getting a close value also, I'll tell yes. Vinota, very good. It is correct. I think you might have taken the 8.8 or 8.2, whatever, but your value is correct. Okay. Aniket, correct. Shreya, yes, your value is also correct. Teja, now it is correct. Mahima, correct. Amit, correct. Namita, Vijit, Shilpa, Deepika, Namita, Teja, Prajwal, Shilpa, Prithvi. Yes, all are correct. Very good. Okay. Final value will be, okay. Final value will be, those are taken like 88 or 82. I got two value based on this value. Okay. Based on this, like 57.5 something, or it might be around close to 62. Okay. Any one of this based on what you are taken over here. It's my mistake. I took 0.82. No problem. But again, after substituting the value, you'll get only 1 mark. Why? Something is missing. That is gram per mole. Okay. Whatever the value into gram per mole. Okay. Now this is complete. Okay. Now only one last thing that is remaining here. Okay. Only one last thing here. Let me just go for this. Yes, Mohini, Karthik, Shreya. Okay. Ganesh. Okay. Ishan. Very good. Fine. Let me go for the last colligative property. The same type of question can be asked even on the one more term, which is osmotic pressure. Sorry, this type of question can be asked on the depression in the freezing point also. Okay, the calculation and everything is same. The last thing is very important now, which is osmotic pressure. Okay, osmotic pressure, fourth one. Osmotic pressure is nothing. It's exactly same as PV equal to nRT. Okay, PV equal to nRT. Yes, Ishan. Okay, so pi will be equal to, just like PV equal to nRT, we can write it as a pi v equal to nRT. Okay, this is the same formula we'll be using. So let me write this. So pi will be equal to n by VRT. Okay, and what is this? N stands for number of mole of solute. So we can write pi equal to W2 by M2 as it is. Let me do one thing. Let me write the V here only. Pi V equal to W2 by M2 as it is and RT. Okay, therefore we'll write in terms of M2. It becomes M2 will be equal to W2 RT divided by pi V. Okay, now what are the things that you have to be very careful here? The thing here is W2 is a weight of solute. That is very clear now. And R will be equal to the gas constant, and they will mention it, so no need to worry. Temperature will be, okay, remember, temperature will be whatever the value, you have to express as a Kelvin only. Okay, you have to express as Kelvin. And what is pi here? Pi is the osmotic pressure that usually they will mention, and V is a volume that has to be expressed as, okay, that has to be expressed as liter. So what are the things that you have to be very careful here? Temperature should be expressed as Kelvin, volume should be expressed in liter. So these are the two things that you have to be very careful. And W2 you can identify very easily. R is a constant they will mention, pi they will mention. Okay, now let us write, let us do one thing. By now only 10 minutes remaining, let me just solve the problem, then we'll wind up the class. Okay, the last problem here. Okay, see this. First of all, you should understand 200 sim. See, whenever you see the osmotic pressure, you should understand that the question is asked on this problem. This problem, what is that? M2 will be equal to M2 will be equal to W2 RT divided by pi V. Okay, on this only they were asking. Now let us write. What is this W2? What is this R? What is this T? What is this pi? What is this V? Let me write this. Then you can substitute here. Okay, so 200 cm cube of an aqueous solution of a particle contains 1.26 grams of a protein. Okay, the value I'm marking here, later we'll substitute here. The osmotic pressure of such solution at 300 Kelvin is found to be this much. Okay, so out of these 6 terms, we need 5 terms, these 5 terms. Okay, and molar mass of the protein they're asking, and R value is given. So let me substitute the values here. First of all, R value 0.083 liter and bar and per mole per Kelvin. Okay, so this indicates, the R value indicate that volume should be expressed as a liter, pressure should be expressed in bar, number of mole anyhow it is per mole only, and temperature should be Kelvin. Okay, and W2 and all will substitute here. Okay, 200 cm cube of aqueous solution. It means volume is expressed because 200 cm cube is nothing but 200 ml. Remember this. Okay, it means it is a 200 ml. So I already told you ml should be expressed in liter. So divide by 1000. Okay, 200 cm cube or 200 ml by 1000, which makes us a 200 makes us a 0.2 liters. This is very important conversion. If you forget this, your value will be wrong. Okay, then solution contains this much of a protein, so that is the weight of a solute, smaller value. Okay, and there is also no W1 term here, so no need to worry. Osmotic pressure of such solution at 300 Kelvin. Directly they have given at Kelvin, so directly substitute it as a 300 Kelvin. And osmotic pressure is found to be this much, which is 2.57 into 10 to the power minus 3. It has to be bar. I think I missed it, but it has to be bar only. Okay, because this value tells, R value tells it has to be bar. See, we got all the value. We'll substitute here for the M2 term, which will be equal to 1.26 into R value is 0.083 into temperature is 300 divided by pi value is 2.57 into 10 to the power minus 3 into volume is 0.2. Now how to simplify? First thing is separate this raised to term. Okay, bring it to the numerator. Okay, so it becomes 1.26 into 0.083 into 300 divided by 2.57 into 0.2 into 10 to the power plus 3, as I brought the minus 3 to the numerator. Okay, now again the same term, multiply 1.26, 0.83 and 300. So I'll be getting some value. Let me put it as X. Multiply 2.57 and 0.2. You will be getting some value. Let me put it as Y. And don't forget to mention 10:3. Okay. So after simplification, you can take time and solve. Yes, Prithvi. Yes, Prajwal. Okay. No, Pranav, that is very, you have to be very, okay. It is correct. Pranav, it's where your value is correct. Teja, check once again. Amit, check once again. You forgot 10:3. Okay. And one more person also forgot here about 10:3. That is Prajwal. Prajwal, you forgot 10:3. This should be very, you should be very careful. And you might ask, sir, how the molecular mass can be such a big value? Because it is a protein. Protein is very big. Okay, you can get a value. Yes, Aditi, those are replying. You must be little careful while expressing the value. Don't forget 10:3. Yes, Deepika, Shilpa. Those are answering. I cannot take all the names now. Aditya, check once again. Amit, correct. Karthik, correct. Okay. Final value will come. It comes out to be, okay, M2 value around 61.03. Those are expressing as 61.03. It is not correct because you forgot 10:3. Okay. Final value can be expressed as 61.03 into 10⁻³ Those are replying yes, correct. Okay, gram per mole or 61,030 something gram per mole. Okay, you can express better way in this way. Okay, so this is the answer for the question, which is this much. Okay, so with that, dear students, okay, with that, let me stop sharing. I think whatever I just explained, it was clear. And you can expect 1 or 2, okay, minimum 1, maximum 2 questions. This just a minute. You can expect almost like 1 or 2 questions for this midterm also. And you know that it is not. Just a minute. You should know, dear students, that the exam question paper will be like from the boards only will be getting. So therefore, you should prepare very well. Okay. Answer is around 61.03. Okay, 61.03 into 10 to the power. Karthik, I'm sorry that I discarded everything. I just discarded everything. Anyhow, no problem. This is a recording. So after sharing, you can just scroll to the last that point, second problem, and you can take a screenshot. Okay. Okay. So 61.03 into 10⁻³ gram per mole. Everything is a gram per mole here because molar mass they are asking. Mainly 90% of the time they will be asking the molar mass. Sometimes they may ask other term also, like a pi term. Pi means osmotic pressure also. Sometimes they will ask. Depending on the R value, you should express. If the R value given is a bar, write as a bar for a final unit. If R value is atmosphere, write it as atmosphere. Okay. So with that,